Welcome to the New Smyrna Beach Code Compliance Board meeting of August 15th, 2024. The procedures of the hearing are to provide due process to every respondent and to the city in accordance with Florida State Statute 162.073, which states formal rules of evidence shall not apply, but fundamental due process shall be observed and shall govern the proceeding. Hearsay is admissible, but only to support other competent, substantial evidence. Other evidence must be presented. Are there any questions to that? Any decision made today can be appealed by sending notice of appeal to Circuit Court within 30 days of execution of the orders per Florida State Statute 162.11.
Oh, there he is.
Woohoo, just in time. It's okay.
Would you call the roll, please?
We'll give just a second here. Dan Coffer has excused absence. Cliff Warren.
Here?
Albert Shemansky.
Yeah.
Aaron Dennis.
Here.
Kathleen Brown.
Here.
Michael Slayton. Absent. And Ruth Kesmerick is also excused.
Do we have any disclosure of ex parte communications? No? All right, has everybody read the minutes? And I'll need a motion to approve.
Motion to accept.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Cliff Warren.
Aye.
Albert Shemansky.
Aye.
Aaron Dennis.
Aye.
Kathleen Brown.
Aye.
Motion carries.
We'll have the swearing in of the staff now.
If
And any respondents and witnesses.
you would like to testify, please stand and raise your right hand. State your full name. In the matter to which you're about to give testimony, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? The witnesses have been sworn in.
Thank you. Let's start with old business.
Our first old business is 730 South Dust. That has been withdrawn. Our next old business is 3144 Sundance Trail. Shelley Friend is the officer, Barb Bobolek presenting.
Good afternoon. So in Shelley's absence, just so everyone knows, Shelley's no longer with the city, so I'm going to present her cases in her absence. This case is for 3144 Sundance Trail, and on May 9th, 2024, the Code Compliance received a complaint regarding the house and the boat dock that it was in disrepair and also high grass and a tree had fallen. This case was presented at a previous hearing on July 18th. The property was presented to the Code Compliance Board. The property had two remaining violations at the property, which was 26.9.14.6 for accessory improvements and 26.9.14.8 landscaping. On July 18th, 2024, the board continued this case until August 15th, 2024, without finding any of the violations in non-compliance at that time. The board instructed the property owner to come back before the board on August 15th with information on the dock repair and to meet with the code compliance officer regarding the landscaping prior to this hearing. The board order was mailed certified mail to the property owner and is still working its way through the mail system. The board order was also posted on the property on July 23rd, 2024. On August 13th, 2024, a property inspection was conducted and the property was found in compliance for section 26.9.14.8. The property has been mowed. I do have a picture to submit showing that the property was mowed The property does remain in violation of Section 26.914.6 accessory improvements. It's staff's recommendation that the board find Mr. Tom Dross and/or entity in violation of 26.914.6 and give until October 30th, 2024 to obtain the permit to repair or demolish the dock in the event the property does not comply with the board order. I would recommend a $100 per day fine until the property is in compliance, and the fine would not exceed the amount of $10,000. But this is basically really to have him present information that he was to gather in the last month, and then you can make a motion based on what I just recommended after he presents.
Do we have somebody that could come forward, please?
My name is Tom Dross, 3144 Sundance Trail, and just wanted to present evidence that I've been working on getting the dock repaired. I have a list here of the companies that I've been in contact with. So I've been contacting companies since September of last year, and more recently I've contacted a lot more companies. So in total, I've contacted 8 companies. I've met with 3 different ones. I've gotten one estimate so far. I'm waiting on another estimate, and then I'm waiting on phone calls back from the others. And if nothing happens from these, then I'll, work on contacting other companies. So I'm just going through Google and trying to find local companies like Daytona and that kind of thing. So.
Questions?
Sir, you said that you did get an estimate from one of the companies,
Yep.
right?
Sure
Okay,
did.
thank you.
Have the others given you any indication as to?
The other one that looks promising, I just haven't heard back from them yet, and it's been a couple weeks now, so I'll probably have to do a follow-up phone call. So,
Do you have any comments, anything? Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the recommendation of Barbara.
I'll second it.
Is that L?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Cliff Warren,
Aye.
Al Szymanski,
Aye.
Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown.
Aye,
Motion carries.
Thank you.
thank you.
October something, I heard.
Barbara, what was the date?
What was the date?
The October 30th.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order, and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of same code by the respondent within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation, of which a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. Thank you.
Sir, can you
Thank
please
you.
sign in? Can you sign in, please? The next case, 1300 North Dixie Freeway, has been withdrawn. The next case is 1418 South Riverside Drive. Shelley Friends, the officer, Barb Bobolek presenting.
Okay, so this case is 1418 South Riverside Drive, CCB-0426-2024. On July 18th, 2024, the board found Lan Nugent and/or entity in violation of IPMC Section 302.8 motor vehicles and Section 74-146 local business tax imposed. The board gave until August 8th, 2024 to bring the property into full compliance. If the board found the violations were not corrected by this date, a one-time fine of $250 for Section 74-146 local business tax would be imposed, and $25 per day for fine for IPMC 302.8 motor vehicles. The board order was mailed, certified mail to the property owner, and is still working its way through the mail system. The board order was posted on the property on July 19th, 2024. Reinspection of the property on August 9th, 2024, the inoperable vehicle remained on the property and no application had been submitted for the business tax receipt for the rental. On August 12th, 2024, Chris, who stated on the phone that he is the son of the property owner, he's contacted the code compliance office stating that the property is not rented, that his mother is out of the country and she has a caretaker staying in the back unit of the property. He also stated that he would be either removing the vehicles from the property or making sure that they're put into an enclosed structure so they're not in public view. So I requested that he send me an email stating that the property is not a rental property, or have his mother send an email, and also contact our office when the vehicles that either had current tags or been made operable. As of today, I have not received an email or any more conversation with Chris, the property owner's son. I did go down by there this afternoon. I have some pictures showing that the inoperable vehicles are still on site. I know when Shelley first opened this case, there was a gentleman living in the back unit and he was working on boats on the property. I've been down by there with Shelley a couple of times. I have really not seen anyone around the back unit. But also, if you see in the pictures, I would say that there's not a caregiver living on the property because the property is now starting to be overgrown. The trailer is now there that's full of garbage. The vehicles have not moved at all. So my recommendation is for the board to impose a one-time fine of $250 for Section 74-146 local business tax imposed, and $250 for the IPMC 302.8 motor vehicles, commencing on August 8th, 2024, and continuing until the property is brought into full compliance. Fine is not to exceed the maximum amount of $10,000.
Any discussion?
Just to clarify, you said that you were in contact with the woman's son?
Yeah,
right?
he actually called the office and I spoke with him, and he did state that supposedly there's a caretaker living there, but I did request more information from him.
In the form of an email, but no actual contact from the property owner herself?
No, she's out of the country. He said that, I don't know if she has limited access to phone or email or whatever, I'm not sure. He just said that she wouldn't be able to contact, but he would send an email. I made sure that he had my email address. I repeated my email to make sure that he had it correctly. And as of today, I have not heard anything. And I did tell him that he could show up today for the hearing on behalf of his mom and state what he knows about the property. And it doesn't appear that he is here.
I see, thank you.
Just a question. I noticed on some of the photographs that there's 4 boats.
The boats have been removed.
Okay.
So it's possible that the guy that was living in the back unit is gone. I do know there's still electric and stuff back there. I have not verified
Okay.
whose name or anything that the utilities are in.
Barb, I'm not sure I heard you correctly. What was the fine for IPMC 302.8?
$25 per day.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to accept Barb's recommendation.
Seconded.
Cliff Warren,
Aye.
Al Szymanski,
Aye.
Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank
20
you.
Okay. 27 Fairway Circle, 437 Bouchelle Drive, 405 North Dust Street have all been withdrawn. That brings us to new business. 305 Arlington Drive has been withdrawn. 345 Corbin Park Road has been withdrawn. The next case we hear is 907 Hamilton Street. Jason Yates presenting.
Good afternoon. This is 907 Hamilton Street, CE 0518-2024. The property is zoned R2 Single Family Residential. A violation cited are Section 26-902, Registration of Vacant Real Properties, and Section 26-914-8, Landscaping. On 6/24/2024, Code Compliance received a complaint regarding that the property was vacant and that the yard is not being maintained. On 6/27/2024, an inspection was conducted and the property was found to be in violation of Section 26-902 and Section 26-914-8. On 7/9/2024, a notice of violation was posted on the property with the initial compliance date of 7/23/2024. A copy was also mailed, certified mail, to the property owner and was signed for and accepted on 7/13/2024 at 10:56 a.m. On 8/13/2024, a follow-up inspection showed that the property is still in the same state it was dating back to the date of the initial complaint. It's the staff's recommendation to the board to find Joseph and Bethany Cardillo and/or entity in violation of Section 26-902 and Section 26-914-8, and given until 8/26/2024 to bring the property into full compliance. If the owner does not come into compliance, it's staff's recommendation to impose a fine of $25 a day per violation until the property is brought into full compliance. Fine not to exceed $10,000.
Any discussion?
I'm sorry, the date that you just said to bring into compliance, could you repeat that?
Sure. The new date that I'm looking for is 8/26/2024.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And actually, I actually just went by the property just a few minutes before coming here, so I actually had it written down here as 8/13, but I just went by and it's still in the same state, so just to have it for the record. And I believe there's somebody here to speak also.
My name is Vicki McCard. I'm the neighbor who filed the complaint, and I think you said June 24th, 6/24. And I would just like to say that it was in this state long before I called and complained. In fact, I didn't really know I could call and complain. A locksmith suggested I do it. I had to have a locksmith. And one of my neighbors mowed the front yard once, but it's all overgrown again. And I hope that, this committee brings, resolution to the issue. I'd like to have some nice neighbors in this house. I used to have a nice neighbor there, and she got too old to live there, and the house was sold, and it's just been sitting there vacant since last fall. And I don't want you guys to think that nobody is concerned and nobody cares what's going on in the house next door to them, because I certainly do, and that's why I came here, just to say, hey, I filed the complaint, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm concerned about what's going on, or what's not going on next door to me. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to you also.
Nick?
I just wanted to also mention, I've had no correspondence, I've had no contact with anybody about this property. So just besides a squiggle as a signature when they received the certified mail, that was it.
Any further discussion? I have a motion.
I make a motion to accept the code enforcement proposal. I make
We have the
motion.
motion, and did someone second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Cliff Warren,
Aye.
Albert Szymanski,
Aye.
Aaron Dennis,
Aye.
Kathleen Brown,
Aye.
motion carries. That concludes the cases that we'll bring forward today.
I should read this last paragraph again. The respondents are further ordered to contact the code inspector to verify compliance with this order and to also be aware that the respondents have the right to appeal the order when it comes out within 30 days. Any violation of same code by the respondent within 5 years from the date of this order shall be treated as a repeat violation with a fine up to $500 per day may be imposed. That's it?
Unless someone has discussion or staff reports, there is nothing more.
I have a third document here for Hamilton Street.
I probably didn't pull it.
Okay, I didn't sign it.
Okay. Yeah, there should be only 3, so if there's 4, I missed one.
All right.
Cindy, when is our next meeting?
Our next meeting
Our next meeting is September 19th of this year. And if there's no further business, I declare this meeting adjourned.
I oppose.